Alright, we are finally heading back to Colorado. We didn't do a whole lot this winter. Weather and all that just kind of locked us in here. And I just also had a ton of work that just swamped me during the months of January and February. Anyway, we're all loaded up. I'm going to try my little DMR radio. I've got one of these. I got this RF Finder HCP1 DMR hotspot. Figured I'd try that along the way. Camper's all hooked up, ready to go. This is kind of stressful just because it's the first trip of the year and just trying to get everything in order. I need to go. My mom got in a car accident and she's pretty down. You know, Dad passed away only 9 months ago, roughly. So, and with everything else going on, I need to get back there. We were back there in I think it was November, and so it's been a few months, so we just need to get back there. So that's the plan. House is getting painted while I'm gone. So unfortunately I had to take my antenna wires all down so they're not attached to the house so the guy could get around things pretty easily, so I can't remote in and do my radio, so that's kind of disappointing with that. But I am taking my little Yaesu 5-watt radio 817 ND. So I'll have that. I got a fiberglass pole that I'm going to work with, and I'll just play with some minor antenna stuff. Maybe see if I can get WinLink working on there with my laptop and see how well it does with 5 watts. I'm not expecting a lot, but I'll try to do some of that kind of stuff on this trip. So I will see you on the road shortly. We were gonna leave 2 or 3 weeks ago, but then all the major snowstorms hit, and so it was now 70 degree and 80 degree weather in Iowa and Colorado. We thought we'd be okay, and here we are driving in snow, pulling our Geo Pro over the mountain. This is not something I wanted to attempt. I don't feel very comfortable with it.
So sorry.
Yeah. So we're going about 45 miles an hour, and that's about as good as we can go and be able to see very well. As I was saying earlier, we actually waited several weeks because we wanted to wait for good weather, and then this storm came in. I would never recommend driving in these conditions. We do have brand new tires all the way around. We just literally replaced the tires on the camper 6 months ago. We replaced the tires on the car probably 6 months ago. So we've got brand new tires all the way around. And because of COVID and also having my dad's truck, we really haven't driven this vehicle a lot. So the tires are pretty well new. It seems to be handling things really, really well. We're going down some really steep grades, Vail Pass. Visibility is garbage. Roads are completely white. There was 2 times where I started to slip off the side of the road, but that was because of the visibility and I couldn't quite see where I was at. But when you're only going 20 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour, it was easy to recover from. But the Honda Pilot holds back this camper. As I've mentioned in other videos, it has no issue on these mountain passes. I can just put it in low gear and never hit the brakes, ever. So that is good. Now, one thing I did do, and I don't know if this is right or not, it seemed to help. Somebody can maybe correct me and put this in the posts. I actually set my braking control to a little more tension on the camper back in the back so that when I hit the brakes I can actually feel the camper stopping first. That seemed to help. For example, I was just coming to one of these stupid roundabouts. Was going downhill and slowing down for a roundabout, and as we started to turn, the trailer started to slip. I hit the brakes. Of course, the trailer locked up. It seemed to everything stopped. I was fine. That was a little nerve-wracking because I almost ran into the roundabout. So I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but it seemed like it is to have maybe in this kind of condition a little more braking power on the thing behind you. Going uphill is not really scary. Going downhill is a little scary. Also, I remember reading in forums, somebody said, I don't know what the point of aggressive tread would be on a camper because it doesn't have a drivetrain. So why would you need aggressive tread? That's what their comment was. But aggressive tread, which I don't have on my camper, I do have the lift kit. I added that lift kit, and if you ever got the Geo Pro without the lift kit, and you get the lift kit, it's definitely it's night and day difference. But I don't have the off-road tires. I just have standard tires. However, I do think having more aggressive tread, if you're driving in these kind of conditions, which again, I would not recommend this. It's going to help you with braking. It's also going to help prevent that camper from sliding a little off the road. We were going down the road. I couldn't quite see. I got a little far over to the shoulder, and the camper started to slide off the shoulder. And I think the aggressive tread would help prevent that a little. I could be wrong, but I think that would help in a situation like that. So yeah, here we are. We are now in Vail. Here's what it looks like. As you can see, it's been pretty bad roads. Pretty snowy. So, can you do it? Yeah?
Don't though.
But don't. Don't do it. Alright, so the sun is up, 6:44. In any case, once the sun was up, you can see a lot better.
A lot better.
Well, as you saw, the camper's filthy, and I kind of want to get it clean before that stuff has a chance to sit on there too long and, you know, discolor it, because that's what mud can do, and it's really hard to get it clean after that happens. I am taking it to a car wash. Now, technically, you should not high pressure wash a RV. So I'm going to see, I think there is the brush wash and stuff here. I'm going to see if they have it. If they don't, then I'm not going to do that. But let's see what they got. Yep, they have it. So, all right, so the pre-soaking, it's not very powerful at all. So I'm doing pre-soaking, and I'm just staying below the roof line here. I don't want to really get any of this on the roof. So I'm just spraying it with this stuff. All right, so I wouldn't recommend doing this.
You know that you've started every single part of your video with that?
What?
With I wouldn't recommend doing this,
oh, okay.
but
I got a lot of not recommendations. In a situation like this where it was so filthy, it could be something you could do once in a while. The issue was the reason it was so filthy was, of course, bad weather, and the soap was actually freezing onto the camper. So that was kind of fun to deal with. I've actually gotten the camper looking much cleaner just hand washing it. But in this particular case, I think it was fine. I did use the power washer. I just stood further away. It was no issue. Just got to watch for your vents and stuff like that. It's not as clean as I could get it if I hand washed it. But there was a lot of filth on that thing, and I think this was probably the easiest way to get a majority of that off. And I just stayed away from the roof line as much as possible. You know, because you don't know what's in that soap, and you really don't want to get it on the PVC or whatever that roof, the rubber roof, whatever it's made out of. They have special cleaning stuff you're supposed to use. So I think it went well. I don't think I sprayed it in any way that would get water through the windows or anything like that. We'll know when we get it all set up. We'll see if there's any water inside. There shouldn't be. If you're in a rainstorm driving down the road at 60 miles an hour, you know, it's probably about the same pressure I got when I was standing 15 feet away. All right, so we're gonna get some coffee at this new little cool little coffee
What's it called?
thing. I don't know. It just says it's called Open, Robin. It says Open.
I need to know because I want to look it up.
It says espresso, Robin.
Okay, whatever, John.
It's called.
Coffee near me.
It's called espresso. That's what it's called, espresso.
Here's what I found.
What's it called?
Fuel coffee stand.
You don't like that name, Rob?
No, it's dumb.
You have an opinion about that name?
Yeah, you could have such a much better name for a coffee stand than Fuel Coffee Stand.
Yeah, it's a little odd.
I don't like it.
As you can see, it's a little cleaner. Not perfect, but some of this stuff is, I have to hit this with a paper towel and get this stuff off. As you can see, you can do a better job just wiping this thing down, but when it was so filthy from all the road dirt, one good pass wouldn't hurt. Some of that stuff didn't come off. Gotta wipe that down so you can see that. There we go. Okay, not perfect, but definitely better than it was an hour ago. I did pressure wash all the filth off under here. It was nasty, and I discovered I never finished this from last winter. I drove all the way 1,000 miles with these wires hanging down, so I gotta fix that. That was smart of me. Looks good. Nothing got in here when I power washed it. That's all good. So we're by the slide. Let's check down here. Oh, you can't really see it, but no, it's good. So I gotta clean this thing. See fingerprints all over the refrigerator. Kind of didn't clean it after we got camping last time, so I probably should clean it while we're here. All right, you could power wash this, stay away from the roof. If it's got a lot of ridiculous mud built up on it from, you know, driving through really bad conditions, I think you're okay. I wouldn't do it as a practice though. I would just hand wash it, because I took a bucket of soap and a sponge and I wiped this thing down and everything came off within 20 minutes. You know, under normal circumstances, it cleans pretty easy. I probably spent 30 minutes power washing it. But again, it was really dirty. So in extenuating circumstances, then I think a car wash would be fine. These stickers are starting to fade.